So what's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Sean T. Too lazy to go to his laptop and work with all this information he has. So now I have to work with my phone. So forgive the sound, but I've got some pretty juicy conversation from the hashtag STG Sean T Gang WhatsApp groups. So very recently, Hip Hop Ville on Facebook posted a comment from Octopizzo talking about YouTube views. So the information has been circulating, and it reached the STG WhatsApp groups. And the message was thus: you have to be so ignorant to think that YouTube views are a measure of success. Top Kenyan rapper Octopizzo. For those who don't know Octopizzo is a Kenyan OG. Octopizzo is said to have been the king of Kenyan hip hop, and many believe that Calligraph Jones is now the face of Kenyan hip hop. Right now, there are some Octopizzo fans who disagree, who refuse to see that angle. Now, the exact quote from Octopizzo was this: "You hustling backward. You hustling backwards too. You hustling backwards too. I started rapping before YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. You have to be so ignorant to think YouTube views are a measure of success. Then all Gengetone artists will be millionaires. Stop lying to these kids and let them learn something about longevity." Okay. See, if I have to give my opinion, first of all, I think yes, there's such a thing as longevity, which is important. Also, for some people who were rapping before social media, there tends to be this inability to move with time and gain younger fan bases, so it tends to affect their views often. So that might be it. However, it is important to get your opinions on this particular comment, all right, and the whole context. So I threw the question open to the STG, and on the East African group page, this is what they had to say. Say it makes some sense to an extent. So I commented that. So okay, it makes some sense to an extent. Nogod GH said it doesn't make sense. I tell you what, longevity is the anthem of failed artists. Mode 9 been rapping long before Sark, probably, but Mode 9 been rapping long before Sark probably started his career. But in terms of success, who do you think is more successful? Failed artists are going to hide behind Octopizzo's rationalized comments to make excuses. You may be of the Stone Age, but digital marketing is the new thing. Embrace it or be left out. Digital marketing makes it easier for us to quantify the net worth of many artists. Take Drake, for instance. He recently clocked 50 billion streams on Spotify. There are artists who have been in the game for a long time, even before Drake started his career, but their net worth is nothing but a chicken change in the eyes of Drake. So get the difference and stop making excuses. It is losers who make this kind of comments. This has to be my take. So I asked for a bit of context, right? And here was the response. It says, okay, recently, Octopizzo has been getting fewer views than before. It is very hard for him to get to 1 million views in his songs, and there has been claims that he is no longer relevant. That is why he has got this message. It is because of this that he even tried to buy views. Yes, there were allegations one time that Octopizzo bought views. All right, so basically, this person is saying the reason Octopizzo put out that statement is because people have been saying Octopizzo is no longer as relevant as he was before, and then that is the reason why he can't meet up in terms of views compared to some artists, Calligraph Jones, for instance. So Dennis from Kenya, my G, said the only problem I have with this post is the hypocrisy in the author's tone. He is known of buying views just to disguise himself as a big artist who can mobilize more views within a specific period, and yet he has the audacity to paint other parties the wrong way. But now when the tables is turning, he's trashing everything else. Reality is there's a difference between music, YouTube views, and music business. Hence, artists need to know how to commercialize their products rationally. So here is a screenshot of the tweet that Octopizzo was responding to. The person said, "Numbers don't lie. That's how you're growing in music. If you're not getting views on YouTube, you're probably doing bad." there is some sense to that, in the sense that if more and more people view your music, it means your music makes a lot of sense to more and more people. It means more and more people appreciate the music you do. So that may be true. That may be true, but it could also be down to the power of your marketing group. All right, it could be down to your promoters and all that. So that was what Octopizzo was responding to when he said, "You hustling backwards though. I started rapping before YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. You have to be so ignorant to think YouTube views are a measure of success. Then all Gegen artists will be millionaires. Stop lying to these kids and let them learn something about longevity." It is okay. Now then he said someone is just bitter, nothing else. Now it is not unheard of to find rappers from older generations not being able to meet up in terms of views. It's not unheard of. It's really hard. It's really hard. So I don't know if that is something to be ashamed of, but yeah, very often those who have been at the top find it more difficult to relinquish their positions. Right, it's a bit hard to meet up with reality. So that might just be it. It might be a bit hard to accept reality. That might be it. There are lots of possible reasons. Perhaps all your fans are grown. This is a new age, and you have not been able to move with the times. Get younger fans interested in your music. That is a possibility. All right, there are lots of possibilities. So, African Music said Octo has swag and flow. Punchlines, nah. Success, we yet to know. Compared to Kali, there it is. Octopizzo is very often compared with Calligraph Jones. There it is. So Nogo DH said, truth is, views does not have any correlation with with how talented you are. People without talents are also viewed anyways. If you drop a song and clock a high number of views, it only shows many people like your material or content. Low number of views doesn't mean you are not talented. It only reflects that not many people appreciate your material in your demographic space. African Music agrees with Nogo GH and said true. So Moha says, the fact with Octopizzo is that he doesn't want to accept he finished his own career. The guy's views have been declining year and year. He's not relevant to people's ears. He's trash. The same guy Octopizzo is also buying followers. Wow, that's a lot of feelings people have. So Nogo continues and says, this is why it is common to see an exceptionally talented artist with very low numbers. LG is one perfect example. If his talent will translate into views, he will probably be the best rapper to ever come from Ghana. Look at Manifest, for instance, as well. Same bracket with LJ. Simply because majority of Ghanaians don't appreciate lyricism as such. They don't really vibe with hip-hop brewed in English. So definitely, on the international scene, Africans will most likely know about Sark, Medical, etc. because they're the ones we project over here. They do local content and the people like it. And once they like the material, it translates into a lot of views and streams, and you can't hate on them for doing what the people like. See, that's another thing. Talking about commercial ability, which doesn't relate to which is not very often directly linked to lyricism, right, or dope music. So No God is asking the person who said Octopizzo buys followers. So when you say he buys followers and views, what does it mean? Can you expatiate on that? Well, you don't have the numbers. Don't hit on those who have it and turn around to tell us longevity is more important. So he's saying when you don't have the numbers, don't hit on others and then turn around to say longevity is important. Octopizzo focus on longevity as his measure of success. Yeah, longevity is part of it, if you ask me. But you cannot fight the stats. You cannot deny the stats. That's the truth. So personally, my personal opinion, I think 6ix9ine is trash. Yep, I think 6ix9ine is trash. But the guy he was raking large number of views. So that tells you he was what people wanted to see. And that is great. So yeah, lots of information, guys. Yeah, lots of information. Somebody said, Kapitan Yakaku said, Octopizzo is not happy. Kindly vote for Calligraph Jones in the MTV Mama Awards as your best rapper. Octopizzo is not happy because Calligraph Jones is winning and taking over Kenyan rap industry. Octopizzo refused to support Calligraph when Kali was an upcoming artist. His manager, DJ Pine, who used to work on a famous radio station, refused to play any of Calligraph Jones' songs. Kali hustled his way up. So yes, there's lots of belief. People talking about Octopizzo is fake. He bought fake followers from 1.2 to 2.6 million Instagram. Then he slashed back to 1.2 followers and all that. So there are screenshots, people saying that this is it, this is that, this is that. So, but the bottom line is, on this WhatsApp group, the general idea, the general belief is that Octopizzo is no longer relevant in the new school. Tyro MC says Octopizzo is no longer relevant in the new school. Octo lacks flow, no content, all he has is swag and quality videos. It's ironical saying that YouTube views is not a measure of success, and yet he's the one who bought YouTube views. It's barely a week when he also bought Instagram followers. Failed artists use such comments failed artists use such sentiments trying to comfort themselves. Octopizzo blew in Kenya only because of a popular TV show for mainstream artists that was being hosted by DJ Pine, who happened to be Octo's manager. That's where even the beef with Kali started, because DJ Pine couldn't give Kali a platform because he didn't want to showcase any rapper who was harder than Octo. Okay. So these are the opinions here, guys. Peter Nyakako says, Shunti, these are our comments, and when doing the reaction, post them the way they are. Bro, I'm reading it right now, man. I'm thinking that some of these comments are quite harsh, but I have to post them the way they are, right? So these are the thoughts on Shunti Gang WhatsApp group, the East African page. African Music says, endorsement, Kali is on top. Octo got a refugee deal from, I guess, the UN, US, an African refugee ambassador. Kali got Bele and Aristov. I'm not sure I can pronounce that right, but yeah, let's go on. Okay, Bele and Aristov. But we don't know what this brought to the table. Kali is also a brand ambassador of Monster. Kali also got Monster Energy. Yep, forget that. Okay, so yeah, we get the idea. Bra Luca said 2007-2008, just like Asem and Sarkodie beef. Both choked out our airwaves with good and better raps. Asem, Adadabi, Rich Child, right from the St. Peter's High School, highest performing school, got in rap music and better managed by Richie, Links, entertainment manager of Kiddy, Miss V, Kwame Eugene, etc. Dope Nation. He got carried away over the years and his views reduced. I stayed at Tema Community 4, just behind Bacardi's nightclub. Okay, I think I should. Sark used to walk from Tema Community 9 to Community 4 just to come rap. Sark built the fan base from the scratch. He's mastered the art and connects with his fans. The hate for Sarkodie in Ghana is that the fans love him, my opinion. Manifest is a rich son of renowned great lawyer who even helped in writing Ghana's constitution. He travels to UK anytime and forgets his fans. Manifest is good, my best rapper in Ghana, but the fans don't feel he's part of them, unlike Sarkodie, who won't even stay at Buckingham Palace if granted. Wow, there are so many reasons why some rappers have more views, especially Ghana. People will die for Sarkodie, even if he raps in Igbo or Ewe. Now this is the Bra Lucas's opinion, alright? So Peter Nyakako was like, wow. Eko Ghana said, hey, brothers, boys, Kasao. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically the opinion on the page. Okay, Nogo GH seems to have a different opinion from Bra Lucas. So this is what he says. I appreciate your take, though, but I beg to differ regarding some of the reasons you stated. I, however, agree that staying connected to your fans is very important. So is it possible that Octopizzo did not stay connected with his fans? It's a matter of fact, the key is staying with your fans. It is that important. It is the key. But he created the impression as though Manifest started his career in Ghana and then left. That is not the case. Nigga trained in the US as an economist or so, and then decided to do music. He started his music career in the US and then came to Ghana to fully establish here. Okay. So this is now basically about the Sark, Manifest, and all that issues. So yeah, the point we are making at the end of the day is there are many reasons why rappers, especially from older generations, do not get as much views as rappers from younger generations, and you cannot discard views as a measure of success. You cannot discard views as a measure of success. Views show the growth, the numeric growth, the growth in fan base. You cannot disregard that. Now, views do not show you growth in terms of lyricism. All right. Also, there's been lots of comments talking about Octopizzo as a failed rapper. I would like to, yes, I have not been following the Kenyan scene until last 2 years, not as actively as I do now. But I feel like it is a big error to refer to someone who has been at the top for a long time as a failed artist. All right, that is because at the end of the day, times differ. Times differ. At the end of the day, times differ. There are lots of artists from older generations who made dope music, who were the in thing at their time, who will not make views right now. So I don't think it's fair to refer to an artist as a failed musician based on that. But yeah, I agree largely with the views. But let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. What do you think about Octopizzo's comments? What do you think about Octopizzo's comments? What do you think when he says, "You hustling backwards though? I started rapping before YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. You have to be so ignorant to think YouTube views are a measure of success. Then all Gengetone artists will be millionaires. Stop lying to these kids and let them learn something about longevity." Let me know what your take on this is, guys. God bless.